Okay. Shit, my face itches here. What's going on with 1503 is Russian and Ukrainian motherfuckers, okay? I cannot say anymore, but they think that they're taking over the U.S. with the U.S. Army for white power, but Saudi Arabia, all the wannabe Muslims in the Middle East that dress in all this cloth. I'm not making fun of holy men. No. I'm making fun of men like the Saudi prince. It's not even funny, who are so addicted to drugs and dress in all this religious clothing. Okay? He's a serial killer and so on and so forth. He writes zeros with a crayon, puts it in the newspaper. Everybody's a billionaire. Everybody's a trillionaire. It's so criminal what they think they're taking over my country, okay? The Saudi Arabians, this crowd out of Russia, and this crowd out of Ukraine. So they've got all their hookers in the newsroom is basically how it's formatted and how it's structured. So anything they say, they've got all these junkie guys in the newsroom that work with all these hookers. Anything they say to these junkies, they type it and they print it. For example, asteroids are gonna hit 3 cities. Asteroids did it. Wiped out 3 US cities, asteroids from space. Okay, you really need to wake up if you're reading this and you actually believe in that, okay? Another one, unidentified flying objects struck and attacked military aircraft over a base. They actually published that and they left that in publication for multiple days, okay? No. Flying saucers did not attack a base. Okay, no, they're seriously publishing this in our country. Go look for it. All right, what's going on this street? Why I'm trapped, why I'm in tears, hyperventilating, why that guy was killed. They wanted to get that guy a long time. My family, the good military, they did. They've been defeating and crushing the Russian military of Vladimir Putin's that is coming back again. And this time they're coming back, they are going to live here forever, no one else. They're gonna live here on S Street in the capital, live here, buy groceries, live in America. They're gonna be Americans with their Iranian Russians. Okay, that's where you get that Middle Eastern tie. They're gonna take over the Saudi Arabians and all these wannabe Muslims with the Iranian Russians. And they've got their gang of white nationalists out of Russia and in the US, as you see the army, as you see Donald Trump, as they try to make Elon look like, but Elon is my friend, I don't need to explain this anymore. They have their just wicked human beings, it's just wicked, leading the charge, okay? So they have a lot of their drug cartel and triad, so on and so forth. That's where they get a lot of their finances. Saudi Arabia is mostly financed from illicit felony money. That's the best words I have. And all it takes is to blow up this motherfucker's oils, blow it up, wipe them out. What I am told by God to do, okay, when I'm praying in here is, I don't know, because on days like today, it's been months, okay? I don't know why he's telling me this. But what I'm supposed to do is make sure I have little words, so bear with me. Saudi Arabia is about to be devastated. Oh yeah, you're not, unless you're born yesterday. You didn't see that coming, okay? Saudi Arabia's fate on earth is utter devastation. The people, a lot of the people, the human beings in Saudi Arabia, they love to dance, like go to the club. They're really kind people. There's the huge change when they get blown to bits, because it's going to happen. You keep it there. I'm getting hate mail about how crazy I am. I'll put it up. You're holding people hostage. their own citizens. You're chopping bodies up, everything. You're buying the country. You think you can buy everybody, the military, on and on. You're attacking the United States with the president. He's not a president. He's down the street from fucking armed combat. This is the same president with Saudi Arabia, with Putin, that tried to blow up bases. All right, so there's a point where there's an end date, and that end date is bombs away with Riyadh and a lot of cities in Saudi Arabia. So this is where God, okay, just to cover that in synopsis, real short for the public. And so there would be points where I'm sitting in here, yeah, because I can't, dude, I would like to leave, okay? But, and it'll just come to me. I'll say out loud, you know, because I'm in here alone, I can respond to prayer however I like. I'll say, why are you telling me this? How am I supposed to do that? Why are you telling me this? It's a spiritual confusion at this point. I'm not in conflict with God, but I don't appreciate this anymore because all I feel is helpless. I feel fucking so helpless, and the atrocities and war crimes that they're committing in the Capitol. I'm some of the victim, but I'm not the only victim of it. It's so heinous, okay? It's so evil here. What the Americans are willing to do to other people. I'm an American, you can see that and hear that. So, okay, that's why I'm like, why are you telling me this? Can you do this sort of stuff another day, please, Jesus? So I pray, you know, like I say, I pray for Elon, I pray a lot. Okay, what he tells me, I'll get to the point, thank you for hearing me out. It's quite often recently, it's about the devastation in Saudi Arabia. And he'll say words, but I can't recall them. So I have little words that I speak because of traumatic events. Okay, so this is my little words. It's paraphrase. It's not the words Jesus says. He says I have to start trade. These are, I know it's in the paper, but that's the words I can recall because I hardly speak English. It's things I've said way before Trump was in office, but not quite. So hear me out. Trade economic programs specifically for Saudi Arabia to help stabilize them. They're going to be devastated. And the people, that's what he'll say. You need to. He'll say, you need to. Like, I have this pressure on me. I'm not cuckoo, folks. You know I'm not cuckoo. This is why I'm saying to Jesus, look, I'm not cuckoo. Stop telling me this. What the fuck are you telling me this for? Do I look like I'm laughing or joking right now on this video? I'd appreciate it if Jesus would knock it off. I gotta figure out what to do, right? Jesus, I'm trapped in a terror cell. Do you fucking mind? Okay, so let's rewind back and let's just do what Jesus has been telling me, like really heavy, big and strong. Saudi Arabia is going to be devastated. When they're devastated, I have to focus my time on economic programs and resources. A lot of it's trade, just lots of things. These are my words paraphrased. Specifically, all focus on Saudi Arabia. That's all we're thinking, that's all we're talking, that's all we're doing. That's it. Okay? Everything, breathing. Saudi Arabia, breathe out. Saudi Arabia, breathe in. Saudi Arabia, do you get it? That's all I'm doing, okay? Is fixing and making better their country. Breathe in, Saudi Arabia, breathe out, Saudi Arabia. Okay, get it? The whole day is Saudi Arabia. The whole next day is Saudi Arabia until they're better. Okay, that's my job. I don't have a job. I'm in here. I don't see any indication of that job, Jesus. What job are we talking about? Okay, so that's just guidance. This stuff is nothing to make fun of, though. No, I know that. That's why I get pretty frustrated, because I don't know what he's talking about. But when it comes to Elon being my friend, there's no question about that. Elon's my friend. So don't get the two confused, please. But the people, I wanted to finish, so thank you for bearing with me. The people of Saudi Arabia, there's so many nice people there, and I don't know that. I'd have to be like told that by Jesus, right? Archangel Gabriel. They like to go to dance clubs. They're the nicest people, okay? So, yeah, of course. Okay, so Jesus knows this, and he's looking out for them, and he's telling me this, but I'm like helpless in here, and I don't see any future for me in sight. Oh no, I sure don't. It's really hard. That's why I cried so hard and drool was coming out of my fucking mouth. I'll never forget what they did to me in this city. No. I'll never forget what Donald Trump did to me ever since 2017. And I'll never forget what his army men did to me in 2025. Okay, so I wanted to do that. We're at 10 minutes. If I keep it short, I think I can cram this in on my very, very hacked Instagram account. And that's what I needed to say is that right here on this street is all Eastern European and Russian organized crime. They're still desperate to hang on. They've been defeated and they're bringing them back. And when they bring them back, they're here to stay. They're never leaving. You thought this never stopped was bad. Now they're living here. They're never leaving. So they're going to attack with the U.S. Army guys and all these really creepy men out of Syria who used to be Al-Qaeda, but now they're president. I'm not Al-Qaeda now, no. I'm not smuggling and running heroin. I'm not an Al-Qaeda guy. No, I'm the president of Syria. Yeah. So that's who thinks they're staying and never leaving. Is hopefully not going to happen because that's why I yell at Jesus. I'm like, what future do I have? Dude, I know what's happening here. That's my reality. And I need to get that on the internet. That they're never going to leave. They're going to live here. All these cracked out fucking vicious white men with their Saudi and their Syrian terrorists. All right, bye.